CATIA V5, how does it compare to something like Zbrush or Blender or Mudbox for sculpting? I decided to create this video because of a great comment that I received 5 hours ago. So Hussein is asking, I'm just wondering if you actually can do any kind of sculpting in CATIA V5 just like Zbrush. And yes, there is a workbench for this. So the workbench is called Shape Sculptor, but it's quite limited, and we're gonna see exactly why I'm saying that it's quite limited in this regard. So I'm gonna jump in CATIA, but first I'm gonna need some files to work with. I usually go to the Artec website for various 3D scan models. For example, we have over here this Damascus Corregum skull. But one of the main drawbacks with this file, we see that it's free download. It can be used under Creative Commons License V4. But the main problem is that the available format are PLY, WRL, and also there is a 3ds Max file. So since I have 3ds Max, I could download that, have it converted, or to get this model in CATIA, I would use the WR file, but I should have that converted because the most important and commonly used file format in CATIA sculpting is the STL file. So if I'm gonna go to Start, Shape, we're gonna go to Digital Shape Editor first because we're gonna analyze what kind of files can we have imported over there. Also keep in mind that between Digital Shape Editor and Shape Sculpting you can pass at any time, just like you can with Assembly Design and Demo Kinematics, or with Part Design or Imagine and Shape, or with Part Design and Surface, Generative Shape Design, and so on. So if I'm gonna go up to import within Digital Shape Editor, I'm gonna see that I have the possibility to import these file formats. So none of them are the one available for that file. We have the 3 ASCII formats. We have Atos, Seago, and let's say the most common over here is by a long shot STL file, and maybe IGS. The other are specific to various 3D scanning companies, for example GOM 3D or Creon, but these are, let's say, older companies in the business. They are still active and they have a lot of 3D scanners. But back when CATIA V5 added Digital Shape Editor, they decided to facilitate and provide their direct file format. And if I'm gonna swap to Shape Sculptor, I'm gonna see that I again have that import, but now it's even more limited. So I can only go with GoCAD or SRTM or STL file format. So keep that in mind. You can start working with your file in Digital Shape Editor, have it processed, and after that swapped over here, and you can also work on it. But mainly the two modules are quite similar. They have roughly the same functionality, but different approach for that. So since it will be let's say more complicated, and it's not the purpose of this video regarding CATIA shape sculpting, if it's anything like other sculpting software, I'm gonna go and get another model. This one is available directly in STL file format. So over here we have a manifold of a BMW. I'm gonna have that STL file format downloaded. I already downloaded it before I started this video, so I'm just gonna use the one that I previously downloaded. This will be the file. I'm gonna jump in CATIA and I'm gonna import that file. And I selected this model since it's quite a large file. Let me see the exact file. So it's close to 200 megabytes. So it's quite a heavy mesh with a lot of points. So I have that imported. I'm gonna press OK. Even now, as I have this model loaded within CATIA, I can feel that let's say the computer is lagging a bit with this model, even though it's not a very let's say complex model. If I want to get some information about this, Digital Shape Editor will provide me that. And again, you're gonna see how you can swap between the two models without having to open a new part. So this is one of the functionality. And we're gonna go to Analysis. We're gonna have the information button, and I'm gonna click on the mesh, and CATIA will start counting the. And we see that this is the triangle count. So it's quite a large model defined by 4 million triangles and 2 million points. This is why it's a bit lagging when I'm moving around in the viewport with this model loaded, even though I have a pretty decent computer. If I will take this in a different software like Geomagic, Mudbox, it will be a lot easier to have to work with this mesh. Since CATIA is a CAD software, it's not that specialized like Geomagic is to work with meshes, but it can do this, and this is the main advantage because it can blend meshes with mechanical engineering aspects. So some of the features that are, let's say, resemble to ZBrush. This is the brush smooth, so or the smooth, but the smoothing will work overall on the whole model. You can apply different steps and a pressure, and it will process the whole model. But if it talks like, let's say, something like ZBrush, we're gonna go for something like a brush smooth. So you can associate this with the smoothness brush in ZBrush or Mudbox that lets you smoothen out various points. Or even Blender, since Blender has started to have a really powerful sculpting module. For example, I see over here the model had some details over here. I can come with this and start smoothing that around. So it has this pictogram, like an ironing tool, and we're gonna see that it will do that. It will remove those areas and will flatten the surface. So you can consider this something like flatten, but at the same time something like smoothing brush, smoothness brush. But this is the, let's say, the editing that is similar to those software. In rest, the software uses various intersections and slices between various meshes to obtain other, or if I'm gonna come with some other mesh, I can have that intersected, and CATIA will trim those, just like in generative shape design. But you won't be able to model like sculpting. So for that, I would recommend. I saw that you said that you use ZBrush. I would also recommend Blender, since Blender is the sculpting environment is really powerful. But ZBrush is still, let's say, older, and is better optimized for large meshes. But the sculpting environment has quite a lot of features within not Mudbox, within Blender. Sorry. Okay, so this is the let's say the shape sculptor aspect regarding CATIA V5. It's not powerful at all in these regards. Not for that kind of let's say modeling that usually ZBrush is considered and used for. So at the end, I would like to thank you for your comment. This is the kind of comments that I'm waiting for, because usually I don't want to start the recording software and talk about various aspects, but like this, if I'm gonna receive a specific question, I will be more than eager to start and create a video. I hope that other will follow your lead and will start with various questions like this, so that I will create more videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.